So
You go first.
yeah.
I lose.
So I did the menu, and so I started with tea time, and like with the tea, I served lemon cakes because at tea with Gatsby and Daisy, Nick serves lemon cakes to them. He has the little cakes, and they're lemon cakes. And then for the main course, I did pig sausages, which are like pigs in a blanket, basically is what we call them now, but it's just like pig sausage wrapped in like the big bread crust. And I did that because when Nick is walking through the city, he talks about, oh my God.
I'll delete that.
Please do. I choked on my When Nick is walking through New York, he talks about walking through like all the little shops on the side, and he sees the boys selling like the sausages, and so that kind of like related to that. Cool. And then I just kept him pretty plain because Nick is just like there's nothing really special about him. He's just like a plain guy. So.
Okay.
I did the 2 bottles of wine because Nick has only been drunk twice. And then we did nails everywhere because like his parents worked at a hardware store or owned one. They're like kind of
Oh, gotcha.
It
Actually screws, yeah.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
Just saying. Nails they are.
matter.
They get sold. Yeah.
And yeah.
Hardware store.
And so I did the place settings, and this one we dropped blood on it because the last Nick sees of Myrtle is she's dead. And then this one was rougher on the edges because that's how Nick sees Tom. And then hole in one for Jordan. This one is just smaller than everyone else's, and it's super plain because Nick is very plain and boring, and his house is smaller than everyone else's.
Okay.
And then we did a yin yang for Daisy because this represents like Tom, he's bad with the good inside, and then Gatsby seems good, but he has bad inside basically.
Okay.
And then Gatsby's was from dirt to diamonds. And then for like the overall thing, we wanted to look like really like plain and average because that's Nick, but at the same time kind of cheap because he was not as rich as everyone else. And then this in the middle is supposed to be waves because he goes with the flow. And then the flowers separating Nick and Gatsby show the flower garden in between their houses.
that he walked through.
Very cool.
Okay, and then for the invitation, I said, please join me in diving into the past and reliving old stories because he wrote the whole book in past tense. And it's in, the dinner's gonna be held in New York because that's where he got, introduced into their lifestyle with with Tom in the apartment and stuff. And then, it starts at 3:58 because that's when Daisy showed up to the tea. And then it's on the day after tomorrow because that's when that's how him and Gatsby agreed when to do the tea.
Yeah. And then I made the food, and we just did deviled eggs because they were kind of like a simpler finger food that we thought Nick would serve because they were just easier to make. And then we also did a strawberry parfait for dessert because it showed wealth, that you had a refrigerator that you were able to store the strawberry parfait in.
Nice. Awesome.